Radio. Coming to you from Rockingham, IPL Radio.
All right, and we are back. I'm talking to Kaelans Battersby, Chris Gladding, and Chris Walkey. Down the end, we've just switched up a little bit. During that break, we were just talking to Kaelans a little bit. You might have noticed in the interview, Kaelans, you do have a few tics and stuff like that, and you're happy to talk about that with us?
It's fine.
Yeah,
I've got I think I can't remember if I've got an official diagnosis or anything, but I've got this tic disorder.
You're saying it sort of developed a little bit later in life than what they say Tourette's normally does.
Like Tourette's does, which is like a red flag because it was just sort of like a snap incident at 16, where typically Tourette's builds up from like 7 or 8, and it's like a slow development.
Yeah.
But mine happened. I had like this one. It was more like a cold shiver. It happened when I was cold. Happened when I was anxious. And it was just this one thing that happened every so often. And then while I was over in Sydney, so I was away from home, tired, in a new place. No, like my parents weren't there because it was an arts tour with my school. I just had like a snap moment, and I lost control of my neck, and that started flying around. And when I got back, we saw the neurologist. She was like, not Tourette's, can't be. Most likely this thing they've like labeled as TikTok tics, which was really common during COVID, where people would see influencers with Tourette's and their brains would subconsciously just like start doing it.
Develop tics somehow.
Yeah.
Right, I've heard about it. Yeah.
But that's mostly worked out through like therapy or with a psychologist, which is what I was initially referred to. But we were really strong on like me and my mum and dad were really strong on like, is there any like safe medication we could try that's not going to be harmful?
Yep.
Even if it is what you say, like if there's nothing.
It's definitely worth at least looking at options and stuff. But
I have been on it.
Different approaches.
Since August maybe.
Yeah.
I think I cannot remember when I had the appointment, but it's been really beneficial. And like when I'm focused and when I'm talking into the microphone, you won't hear anything, but I'll.
Yeah, I was going to ask, because I do notice sometimes, and you do busking and stuff, I was going to ask if there's times where you get more or less tics that you sort of notice.
I'm not sure if it's because it's the creativity in it or because of like it's my passion in it. But if I'm acting, if I'm singing, playing guitar, even if I'm just like working through lyrics on my iPad or in my head, it's nothing. It completely stops. Even before the medication, it just completely stops like that.
Right, just sort of while you're sort of focused and stuff like that. And
the intense focus and the like creativity side of it, it's like using a different part of the brain, I guess. Like I don't know the psychology of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. Well, I mean, yeah, it's cool that you can talk to us about it at least, man. And yeah, really interesting thing that you're going through. And yeah, it's nice to see that you sort of can focus on things and get away from it and stuff.
I feel like I was lucky, just like with the personality I have. I'm very extroverted. I'm very going out there. And my parents have said to me, like, I can't believe you've gone out. Because I just like kept going to school, kept going to my footy club, doing all these things. Still auditioned for the musical, not knowing how that would work out in the room. But I kept doing these things because it's just something I had to adapt to, and I didn't want to let it control my life because that's just ridiculous.
How did your mates adapt to it and stuff like that? Did it cause a few funny situations?
Yeah, we like to laugh at things a lot, and so I just became the subject of a joke. And they'd always like make sure every so often, but like, yeah, it's funny. I'd rather like you have a laugh with me than sit there in the corner like side-eye.
Try and avoid it and stuff like that.
Then it just becomes awkward.
Yeah. No, that's cool, man, that you can sort of see the lighter side of it and hopefully educate people at the same time about it and what you're sort of dealing with on your journey.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm not the biggest, like, tic-based thing, though. There's Lewis Capaldi, Billie Eilish all have, like, the tics and Tourette's that they deal with, but it's like, even that helped me, just, like, seeing them, stuff like that. It's just makes it easy to power through.
And one day you'll be that inspiration for somebody else as well.
Hopefully.
And that's it.
Yeah, exactly that. You know, like you're cutting your path through the entertainment industry now, and people see what you've overcome and stuff like that. And you may even be represented more. Like people with Tourette's will probably be represented more in the film industry if we grow awareness about it and stuff like that.
If I could cause any change like that in the future, that would be awesome. Like that would just be amazing.
And you're saying that sort of you're struggling to get a clear diagnosis on
Yeah.
what's causing your tics now. Is there research and funding going in towards that?
Not really, because it's just I'm a little bit of an anomaly, but it does get worse when I'm anxious or frustrated. So the first thing I trialed medication wise was an anti-anxiety thing, because we think it could be triggered by some undiagnosed ADHD, some undiagnosed anxiety disorder. Just we don't know really, but we found a solution with the medication I'm on and the practices I'm learning by learning what triggers me, what's beneficial for me. So we're just sort of stumbling through it, me and my family.
Yeah, right. Oh man, I wish you all the best on that journey and sort of helping you find what works for you and hopefully educating people about it as well. So like Chris was saying, there will obviously be more people, and if they can sort of see how you've dealt with it, it'll hopefully make it easier for them in their journey as well.
Yeah.
So, like on the subject of that as well, you might even find that someone writes a character basically with some kind of Tourette syndrome. The one that I've just written recently, Spaghetti Head, is about a boy with ADHD trying to create a simple task like going through a supermarket to get his cat food and his bread. Because of his condition, it kind of turns into a bit of a it's an awareness thing for a start, but it's also a bit of a comedy anomaly that and it's sort of based from my own brain.
And I love
It's like,
I love watching those type of things. Like when I'm always behind watching like popular shows, but I binged The Good Doctor this year, and I find that just the
I love that
ASD main character was
great.
really cool. And I know that the year 12s at my school who've just graduated, and the text I'll be studying drama next year is A Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, and the boy in that, he's got autism, he's got ASD, and I love those characters. I find any neurodivergent character in any sort of way, ADHD, ASD, Tourette's, really bad anxiety, or clinical depression or something, and seeing how it affects that sort of stuff. I love when drama pieces or
explore that
stuff explore that and just show. I love it. It's so interesting to me.
Yeah. Is it hard when you write a story like Spaghetti Head to make sure that the sort of ADHD community are represented in the right way when you're sort of telling that story?
So in this instance as well, I reached out to the ADHD helpline, the national ADHD helpline. They prefer because they cover the whole of Australia.
Yeah,
it's worth giving them a shout out as well, because anybody listening to the show, if they feel like they need help, it's not just medication. There's other therapeutic ways, courses, and things like that you can do, which will essentially help you get your neuropathological waves into a certain direction to be able to cope with it if you find it hard to cope or something like that. Big studies done from universities around the world to be able to find a way to be able to sort of nail such a condition that is so diverse,
there's no sort of cookie cutter solution to it, and a lot of cases are unique and stuff. So
exactly that, and I felt like I was the right person to write it because it come from my mind. Like when you go to the supermarket, you might not know this, but if you're ADHD, you're probably likely to try and lock your car and then lock your car again, and then when you're in the shop, you think, did I lock my car? And you're probably and those are the kind of forgetful things that we touch in Spaghetti Head, I guess. So
cool.
Name's making so much more sense to me now that I know a little bit more about it.
That's just one example of the things, as the daydreaming, the forgetfulness, the social awkwardness, all of those things fall into place,
Yeah, and is it hard to go through the process of coming up with that idea and seeing it through to sort of planning it out, getting the actors, and then having a finished product? How long does that sort of process take for you?
I wrote the script. It's obviously got to be within 10 minutes because we're going to submit it to the WA Film Aid Festival, and I think the rules are it's got to be within 10 minutes.
Right.
And it took me about, obviously the original script's always longer. You have to cut bits out and
Yeah.
change it a bit, but it took me about 3 hours to write that script. You know, just sort of telling the kids to go away. Sorry, sorry,
Yeah.
kids. You know,
Yeah.
dad's meant to be dad sometimes, but in this instance, I was like, just go away a minute. I'm just trying to get this
Yeah.
done from start to finish. Because, like, again, with ADHD, you're likely to not finish something unless you do it there and then.
You get ideas and you got to
Yeah,
capitalize on it in the moment.
Exactly that, yeah. So you kind of have to start it and then dedicate yourself to finishing it there and then. So yeah, that's it. Just written another script recently. It took me 5 hours, like, you know. So I just don't stop when I start. I do find the same thing.
Yeah, you gotta strike with the iron's hot, man. Otherwise, takes me a few months. 3 pages, I'm pretty slow. So
Yeah.
if you get me where it's going, then yeah.
And a lot of these are sort of passion projects at the moment. Is it hard to find actors to sort of get on board with you and sort of volunteer their time sometimes?
What did you find, Chris? I found it harder than I thought I would.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how long your shoot is as well. Like,
Right.
I try to keep it within like 5 hours.
Yeah, right.
But if you're doing short, like a 10-minute film, you might need a few days. Especially everyone's kind of working other jobs too, right? Like,
Yeah.
full time. So you try maybe get on weekends, but yeah, you just gotta. And that kind of comes into play when you write. For me, when you're writing something, you got to try and make it. You don't want to like limit yourself, but you got to be quite realistic as well. And is this even doable? You know, you can't just go write a feature and then is everyone available? Especially if you've got no budget. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think you just got to kind of meet in the middle and you just ask and see if people are keen or not. You know, just try to work. You got to work around the actors as well because you can't make it without them. So,
No, of
I think
course.
book them first, then book everything else. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely hard. Yeah.
Yeah, in the end, I just I sort of put a reward out for some of my main actors, the supporting actors. You know, just a small reward.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't even do that. A lot of people just, you know, it's got to be free work, and that's that. Really, really big for free work in Western Australia. You know, you can't really be expected to get paid unless you've got an agent or a union or you're being some sort of representation. Like, you'd be very, very lucky to get something otherwise.
I was going to say, is there much sort of paid work around in WA, or do you sort of, I suppose the general feel is that you've got to go over east to the biggest cities, Sydney and Melbourne and stuff like that. Is that really a necessity, or can you sort of cut your path here in WA and make it?
I'm more familiar with behind the camera work, like crew work. Definitely a lot more lighting and that, but I don't know about.
Yeah, I think that you can. Like, look, to be honest with you, it's not the same here in WA. Is I think a lot of the paid work is like the health and safety kind of document, you know, videos or whatever. The role play stuff for the hospitals, things like that. Probably more
Right.
paid, things like TV commercials. If you get a really good TV commercial, can pay very well.
Right.
But to get those main parts, you have to be represented. You know, you can always get a smaller part in those TV commercials. I'm with Padua personally.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm with them. I see on their site that there's quite a lot of good opportunities if your face fits.
Yeah.
And you look like the right kind of the age and you know everything else. To be able to get some, you probably could make an all right. I don't think you can make a full-time career out of it.
Yeah.
As such, but it might, you know, the paid work over here might get you discovered.
Might get you by.
For other places. But something really well to me over here is, why would they pick you to be in a program over east when they've got plenty of applicants over east anyway?
Yeah, right. Good point. Yeah. And do you have to use, I mean, I know, Chris, you are sort of on YouTube, so you're capitalizing on social media, but do you need to sort of use all the Facebook, the Instagrams, the TikToks and stuff?
I'm still figuring out myself. I need to definitely put myself out there more. It's just you got to be quite relentless as well. Like, and I find just my personality type, it's get a bit awkward. Just kind of, you got to watch this. You know, you don't want to try to force people or like really put your work out there. Go watch this every day. Trying to, you know, but it's kind of what you have to do. So
yeah,
not much TikTok or anything, but Instagram and YouTube and Facebook I've been using. So, and that's what those Facebook pages are good for. So like WA filmmakers and, you know, Perth Film, you just
good for networking and also
it's a good starting point at least. Anyway, but I've been told TikTok's the way to go as well. Like, just put snippets of your clips. Like, people's attention spans are a bit shorter, so so 15 seconds. If you get, like, you know, just get people with little teasers of it, then hopefully they can
sort of get it out there and
just Yeah, it just keeps growing.
Get
as
your
well.
face in front of people and sort of get that recognition, so you become familiar to people, I suppose.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's saying it just keeps expanding this kind of
Yeah.
world of how to promote yourself. So it's hard to keep up as well. But yeah,
All tools that you got to learn how to use in this modern age.
yeah, and I think everyone's kind of trying to push content as much as possible.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like putting as much if I don't like it. It's got to be
more quality instead of
I've got
quantity.
lots to do, so and you learn, and the more time I take with that, it gives me more time to realise the mistakes I made as well, or what I can do better instead of just pumping things out. And
yeah, right.
Just kind of when someone does see something, it's good. So
yeah,
I mean, especially when you get noticed. I mean, I think it takes one real good kind of, for like my comedy sketch, one real good sketch, and then it'll get people's attention. Then
they start looking into your back catalogue and stuff like that as well. And
wait to make that one piece of gold. Then
so. And what about behind the scenes? You're saying that you also do a bit of work on the production side as well. Is it easy to find work?
Yeah, I have. I did. I worked with Street Outlaws, the American racing show that come over to here.
Yeah, right.
It started here, then went Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne.
Yeah.
So that's run by is it Pilgrim Production Company, owned like Discovery Channel, so massive company. Yeah. So and that street racing show, the first time got international, or coming this far, so that was cool.
Yeah. And is that the same sort of networking channels that you would use for acting roles? Would also help you get into that sort of production side of things?
Yeah, so my TAFE got me a job through when the what's that reality show, the race, Amazing Race.
Oh yeah.
That was a couple of years ago. So I was just a PA on that, and then one of their contacts from that show messaged me saying from their Sydney company saying there's the Street Outlaw show's coming. So
awesome,
because I've already got your details. So I got to go travel with them, which was really cool. So
yeah,
I just looked after people's radios most of the day. It was cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
Watching the Americans work, it's a different pace as well. And
oh really?
It's a bit different. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Good experience.
They used to getting what they want then and there, but there's a lot more red tape here, I think. So and it's a few clashes, I think, with the shows. But it was cool. It was really cool. Yeah. It was great.
It sounds like a whole heap of fun.
It was. Yeah. Travel, hotels, and all that. It was wicked, man. So yeah. And that's it. And then following that, then you meet people there, and you get told about another show that's coming on. Then it's more personality. Like you can learn skills on the job.
Yeah.
It's I think if you're likable and you show that you work hard and you're being serious and
show the right work sort of.
That's in the industry as well. You want people that you can trust and that you like, right? And
yeah, absolutely.
Get the work, I think.
No, cool. All right, boys. We might go to one more quick break, and then we'll come back. We will have a quick chat, and then Kaelan's going to play us a track. But for now, we'll go to Sunday Soup by Tyne James Organ.
Mental health. Only on IPL Radio.
All right, and we are back at IPL Radio with the Late Show. Just getting ready to wrap up. We have Chris Walkey, Chris Gladding, and Kaelan Battersby. Let's just cover where we can find you all, guys, for people that want to follow you. Let's start with you, Chris. Where can people follow everything that you got going on, all the projects you're working on at the moment?
Yeah, well, it would have used to be in Facebook. I think we were just having a conversation about how Facebook has changed a bit. I remember the days when you used to be able to throw a sheep at someone.
Yeah.
I think we're a bit past that now. So basically, you can find me on Real Chris Walkey on Instagram. That's Walkey for the Walkey.
Yeah.
So you find me on there at the moment.
And you've got some movies coming out. We're talking about Spaghetti Head and so the other one that you just mentioned during the break.
Oh yeah, okay. So at the moment, it's well worth keeping your eye out next year for the EJ project, which you might have
the one
time on this radio.
Yeah, I was talking to Ron Arthurs last week. He mentioned that one as well.
Yeah, directed by Sam Chan, and he's got a real a good family around him, and they all do different aspects of films. And one of them's like really into sort of computer graphics and things like that. So the background, you're going to be looking at something that's a little bit more special than just, or as special as WA, I guess, but a bit more futuristic, a bit more Riddick kind of background.
Right.
So just keep an eye out.
Exciting stuff to look out for.
Yeah, that'd be great fun to make as well. So
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Chris Gladding, where can people keep up with everything you're doing?
Just YouTube, Pepperboy Productions. That's the name I've gone under. And the skits will pop up there. That's my channel. just subscribe there and just so that you just get an alert when a new video comes out.
Yeah.
If you're in Perth and you want to get involved as well, want to just get in the scene, I need a lot more actors coming up in the next couple of skits. Just right across.
Looking for extras.
Always, man. You have lines and it's all ridiculous. It's good fun because it's very, very awkward. Even if you know what's actually happening, it's still pretty awkward. So it's fun, but just get involved. I'll take it anyone, man.
Yeah, check him out on YouTube. You'll see it. You won't get that with Chris. Like you said, definitely very awkward. And check it out if you like that sort of style of comedy. Even if you just like being an extra and stuff like that, you know. So sounds like looks like a fun day on set. Making some of those skits. So.
Just go nuts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Kaelin, where can people keep up with everything you're doing?
If you want to find Musician Me, I've got Instagram. It's Kaelans_music.4, and Kaelin is Kaelans. If you want Actor Me, then you can reach out to me through there, or go buy tickets for The Little Mermaid, April 2024, Manage Performing Arts Centre. Look out for the red crab.
Beautiful. Sounds good. All right. I'm just going to quickly ask you some quick fire questions just to wrap it up, and then we're going to let Kaelin play an original track for us. But yeah, all right, we'll go around the room. We'll start with Kaelin and we'll work our way down for each one of the questions. Tomato sauce, does it go in the fridge or the pantry?
It goes in the fridge.
Chris, pantry?
Ben.
All right. DC or Marvel?
Marvel. DC.
DC.
Oh,
Dark,
controversial. Pineapple on pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We can't be friends.
We can't be friends if you put pineapple on pizza. Hilarious. When you put your socks and shoes on, do you go sock, shoe, shoe, or sock, shoe, shoe?
My friend goes sock, shoe, and I think she's a psychopath.
Chris?
Socks. Yeah. Both socks. Yeah.
Both socks and then both shoes?
Depends if the laces are done up or not.
Oh, that just added a whole nother level of complication to it. If you could dive the deepest oceans or fly the highest heights, which one would you prefer to do?
Well, that's like, how high are we talking? Are we talking like space or just the sky?
Nah, within the atmosphere.
I feel like you'd see more interesting stuff underwater.
Ooh, Chris?
Can you repeat that, sorry?
Dive the deepest depths or fly the highest heights within the atmosphere?
No, heights, yeah.
Heights, yeah.
On the ocean's terrifying.
Chris?
I'm a scuba diver, not a skydiver.
Yeah, cool, nice one. And last one, Coke or Pepsi?
I'm Coke.
Coke.
It depends if Cindy Crawford is on the advert.
Yeah, right. That's a game changer right there. No, it's beautiful. All right, we're going to quickly go to some ads, and then we'll be back with Kaelin playing us the track.
Yes.
Beautiful. But for now, let's go to a little bit of 17 Going Under.
No.
All right, and we are back to wrap up the show on The Late Show at IPL Radio, and Kaelin Battersby is going to play us an original track. What's the track, Kaelin?
This song is called The Hill.
Beautiful. Take it away, mate.
I've spent my life searching for somebody to call my home, but I've still felt fine. Answering, will I ever find her? With I don't know. Then I saw you standing there, precious eyes, gorgeous hair. You took my breath away, so I walked up to say, do you wanna die, pretty baby, baby? I got somewhere we can be my tonight, little lady. Lay there under the stars, we can finally breathe and talk about you. You look up at me, meeting lips in the dark on the hill at the place where we fell in love. Right from the start, she held up the keys, knew she owned my heart, but I had hers too. From the 18th night in the month of June, when I saw you standing there, precious eyes and gorgeous hair. You took my breath away, so I walked up to say, do you wanna dance, dance, pretty baby, baby. I got somewhere we can be. Be my tonight, little lady. Lay there under the stars. We can finally breathe. Breathe and talk about you. You look up at me. Me, lips in the dark on the hill of the place where we fell in love. Now I spend my life still starstruck by you. Grab that ring, start to cry. Say, will you be my bride? And walk down the aisle in a dress so white. And I'll see you standing there. Perfect eyes, perfect hair. You'll take my breath away. Speak my vows and I'll say, you wanna dance, pretty baby? That dance floor sure calling out to me. Be my forever little lady. Lay there under the stars on anniversaries. We can talk about you. You look up at me. Meeting lips in the dark on the hill at the place where we fell in love. You wanna dance, pretty baby, baby? I got somewhere we can be. Be my tonight, little lady. Lay there under the stars. We can finally breathe. Breathe and talk about you. You look up at me. Meeting lips in the dark on the hill at the place where we fell in love. We fell in love.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kaelan Battersby killing the game in the IPL radio studios. Mate, nice track. That's your original track.
Yes, that's my one.
Awesome. And you're going to be entering that this weekend, you said, in the Breakthrough Music?
Yeah, Rockingham's Breakthrough Music Competition down at Stockland Shopping Centre, 11 till 2 in that little open area out front of the subway.
Beautiful, mate. Sounds good. And I believe you have another cover for us to listen to as well.
One more mellow one. Happier by Ed Sheeran.
Oh, beautiful. Good track. Yeah. Let's hear it.
Walking down 29th and Park, I saw you in another's arms. Only a month we've been apart. You look happier. Saw you walk inside a bar. You said something to make you laugh. Saw that both your smiles were twice as wide as yours. Yeah, you look happier. You do. Well, ain't nobody hurt you like I hurt you. There ain't nobody love you like I do. Promise that I will not take it personal. You're moving on with someone new. Baby, you look happier, you do. My friends told me one day I'll feel it too. And I'll just have to smile to hide the truth. That I know I was happier with you. Hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah. Sat in the corner of the room. Everything's reminding me of you. Nursing an empty bottle and telling myself you're happier, are you? Well, ain't nobody hurt you like I hurt ya. But ain't nobody need you like I do. I know that there's others who deserve you. But my darling, I am still in love with you. But I guess you look happier, you do. My friends told me one day I'll find it too. And I'll just have to smile to hide the truth. That I know I was happier with you. Hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah. Hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah. Hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah. darling, you look happier, you do. Knew one day you'd fall for someone new. But if he breaks your heart like lovers do, know that I'll be waiting here for you.
Damn, Kaelan Battersby tearing it up live in the IPL Radio studios. That was amazing, mate. I expect to see great things from your career. Only 16 and just showing worlds of talent. That was a great way to wrap up the show. Thank you very much. You've been listening to IPL Radio. We've been talking with Chris Walkey, Chris Gladding, and you have just been listening to Kaelan Battersby. So wish you all the best, mate. And thanks for tuning in. We are done for now.